A civil lawsuit may be filed soon against the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., accusing employees of kicking out some upstate students who were wearing pro-life hats. Our Kelsey O'Donnell digs deeper to find out what happened.
Multiple students from the Our Lady of the Rosary School here in Greenville were reportedly kicked out of the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum last month after a lawsuit says that employees approached the students and asked them to remove their pro-life hats. A beanie, bright blue with the words Rosary Pro-Life embroidered on the front, is what sparked a soon-to-be civil lawsuit. Several upstate high school students went to the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum after attending the March for Life in Washington, D.C.
They broke up into smaller groups after the march and decided that they were going to spend some of their free time before they went to dinner going to the museums, and this particular group decided to go visit the Smithsonian.
Olivia Summers with the Center for Law and Justice says the students were approached by several museum employees and asked to remove their hats. The law firm says people wearing other hats were not asked to remove them.
They were approached by several other employees of the museum and told that they had to take their hats off. They kind of pushed back a little bit, and finally they were approached by another museum employee who told them they had to take their hats off or leave the museum. They had been requested multiple times. They didn't do it. They needed to leave.
The law firm says employees told the students the museum is a neutral zone where they could not express statements on topics like pro-life.
We think that what happened was egregious and inappropriate for a government entity to tell students that they couldn't speak, that they couldn't have their religious pro-life views in public.
Summers says between 10 and 20 people have come forward seeking representation on what they're calling a, quote, targeted removal from the museum.
We're still fact gathering. Obviously, there's a lot of moving parts with that many people. You have to get all the story in line.
In a statement, a spokesperson with the museum says, "We apologize that visitors were asked to remove their hats. Asking visitors to remove hats and clothing is not in keeping with our policy or protocols. We provided immediate training to prevent a reoccurrence of this kind of incident, and we have determined steps to ensure this does not happen again." According to the law firm, a letter of representation was sent to the Smithsonian on Wednesday notifying them of anticipated legal action. In Greenville, Kelsey O'Donnell, 7 News.
The Roman Catholic Diocese of Charleston oversees Our Lady of the Rosary School. They say they support the students' right to stand for life.